Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how you can watch BBC iPlayer from New Zealand. Now, to watch BBC iPlayer from New Zealand, there are a couple of things you do. First of all, you need a BBC iPlayer account, which is quite easy to do. You will need an email address. You'll need to find a UK postcode, a UK area code from online. Anything will do. Wimbledon, Houses of Parliament, Etihad Stadium. Just grab a postcode from a hotel or something in Britain. You'll need that. And you'll have to say you have a TV license. You don't actually need a TV license because you can't buy one outside the UK, but you'll have to say yes if you're asked. There is one more prerequisite, but this links into this video, so I'll show you about that in a second. Right, okay, so basically what's the problem with watching BBC iPlayer from New Zealand is it operates a system called geo-blocking. Okay, so this means like many media sites all over the world, it restricts access to its domestic market, i.e. UK viewers. Now, it does this. Let me just show you what happens anyway. It does this by looking at your IP address when you connect. If your IP address is not registered in the UK, you'll get this message here. So I'm trying to watch this cool looking documentary about Pompeii, and it says BBC iPlayer only works in the UK. Sorry, it's due to a rights issue, blah 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 blah. What's going on? Okay, well, what's going on is basically BBC iPlayer has looked up my IP address, and I'll show you now what it's found. This is a site called gps-coordinates.org. This is the way that virtually every website you go to will look up your IP address. They won't all block or restrict, but they might customize or show you different things. In the case of BBC iPlayer, it just plain out blocks you completely. This GPS coordinates looks up your IP address in just the same way, and it can show you where my IP address is registered, and you can see where it is. It's obviously not in the UK. It's from New Zealand. So BBC has just looked at that and said, sorry, not in the UK, you're blocked. Okay. But we can get around this. Let me just show you. Now, you can't change your IP address directly because it's assigned by however you connect to the internet. So maybe your broadband provider or cable provider, or maybe it's when you're in a hotel or a cafe. All these places get their IP address allocated for some internet access, and they're all registered to the specific country you're in. So if you're not in the UK, you won't get access. There is another way, and it's called using a VPN. So the VPN is a virtual private network, and I will show you the one I use. Mine is called NordVPN, and it's probably the most popular in the world. There's a couple of rivals, but I think it's up there anyway, top 3. And as you can see here, a VPN potentially gives you access to servers all over the world. Now, VPN is a virtual private network. It's an encrypted tunnel between your computer or your phone or whatever device you've got the VPN service installed on. I have mine on most of my devices. And the VPN server, which is an encrypted secure server at the other end of this connection. Now, the primary reason of using a VPN is to secure your traffic. Now, if you're browsing on the internet or sending emails and stuff, a lot of this information is unprotected. So the idea of a VPN is you encrypt all your data to keep your usernames and passwords and email messages and everything safe online. It works, and it's pretty essential, especially if you travel a lot and use unknown Wi-Fi and strange internet connections that you have no real knowledge of who runs them or secures them or anything like that. Especially if you're using online banking, things like PayPal, webmail, stuff like that. But anyway, there is another advantage to using a VPN, is when you're connected to a VPN server, your identity is invisible. they won't see your IP address. So they will only see the IP address of the VPN server. So if you connect to the UK, for example, you will look like you're in the UK. If you connect to the US, you'll look like you're in the US, and so on. This makes it absolutely perfect for bypassing all these horrible geo-blocks. Now, I'm going to show you now what happens. I'm going to connect to a United Kingdom server, and this will hide my real IP address and give me an IP address from the UK. Let me just start my browser again, and now we can go to this GPS coordinates. I mean, this is just the basic NordVPN subscription. It's nothing fancy. It costs a couple of bucks a month. Right, let me just go and show you where it's resolving my address to now. And you can see I've moved to the other side of the planet, and my IP address now resolves to London. So if I go to the BBC iPlayer site now, it will look up my IP address. It won't see my real one. It'll see the one of the VPN. So let's go back to Pompeii. This is supposed to be really good, actually. I haven't. It's a new dig in Pompeii, but I haven't watched it yet. So, and go to start watching. Now, I think if you hopefully remember here, there was a little message, but I'll just show you how it starts. And here you can see it starts. Here's the program, the intro. Of course, no adverts on BBC iPlayer when you get the odd trailer. And I will just stop it now in case it gives me a copyright block in YouTube. But hopefully you can see that works perfectly. Let's just go to the live channels and see what's on BBC One. Is a program called Doctors, whatever that is. And you can see they're all working. This is now because my IP address looks like it's in the UK. It's not, but it enables me to bypass all the restrictions. Now, you should remember that while I've got an IP address in the UK, stuff in New Zealand might be blocked, or lots of domestic websites might restrict access based on that. So once you're finished with the UK VPN, I disconnect and then just connect to a server in your own country. If it's in New Zealand, connect to a New Zealand one. That'll give you the advantage of the security and the encryption without restricting access. But of course, if you want to access a geoblock site, go to the country you need. And that's basically it. That's how you watch BBC iPlayer from New Zealand. One little point I should add here, that if you do go with NordVPN, be careful with VPN services. There's thousands, but only 5-10% maximum will work with BBC iPlayer because they block access to it. NordVPN have a selection of servers which they optimize for access. Don't just click on the UK. Type one of these numbers in here, say 1913 or 1919 or 1881, any of these servers, and use them if you are connecting, if you want to watch BBC iPlayer, because they'll work a lot better. Okay, I'll keep this video as short as I can now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this has helped somebody, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Bye-bye.